There are a lot of people that the only wealth that they can lay claim to that makes them to say that they are rich is because they have started a business. They started a business, and then there are branches of the business in different parts, and the business is producing money for them. But guess what? When COVID came, a lot of people that were entrepreneurs, a lot of people that were business people suddenly realized that as COVID came and the entire world was in a lockdown, even though there were entrepreneurs that had businesses, their businesses were in the lockdown. Why? Because their wealth was tied down to just their company, to just the organization that they run. And because the business was locked down, they found themselves in trouble. One of the major, products of our nation that is doing an amazingly wonderful job shared with us in one of the meetings where we hosted her on how that for the first time in her life, in the midst of COVID, she went into deep depression. Why? Because even though she has built a business that was doing billions and they were doing cash flow in dimensions that were just out of this world, when COVID came, she suddenly realized that everything dried up. Why? Because the business they were doing, even though they had all kinds of stores and all kinds of outlets, it was all about people coming every day to buy and money flowing. And the entire business had to come into a lockdown, and she began to rethink her business model and her business system. So what that tells you, if you're going to build sustainable wealth, when you understand what true wealth is, then begin to sit down to ask yourself, how real is this wealth that I claim to have? How real is this wealth that I claim to have? I don't know if you know about Primark, and a lot of companies are folded up as a result of technology, as a result of COVID, as a result of the disruption in the economy. Primark was a company that as at 2019, they were doing billions. By 2020, when COVID came in, the company went belly up. Why were they going belly up? They went belly up simply because when they were, before COVID, their business model was all about having an outlet where people can come and buy. But they did not have an online, e-commerce platform. And when COVID came, because of lack of that e-commerce platform, the company was wiped out. And there are a lot of organizations like, so you can have a company, you can have a business. One of the films I'll probably ask you, or movie I'll ask you to go and watch, is called The House of Gucci. The House of Gucci. Now, many of you know the story of Gucci. But today, it will shock you to know that a business that was started, that was supposed to be a generational business, right now, none of the people in the Gucci family owns part of Gucci. Outsiders have come to take over because of a lot of things that are part of true wealth that many people do not consider. Because you are thinking true wealth, you are thinking, I have money. Are you raising a good family? Are you raising good children? Because at the end of the day, you might build what you consider to be wealth, and when you raise irresponsible children, they will wipe it out in one day.